Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition has recently released, and the reception is, well, it's not very good. This update is a few things, aside from a name change, one of which is a free patch that aims to fix technical issues with Fallout 4 that Bethesda introduced in their last next-gen update patch. The other thing they've added is a new Creation Club marketplace where free and paid community-made content lives. This also coincides with the release of a new DLC, the Creations Bundle, which takes all the previous Creation Club content for Fallout 4 and packages it into a $20 DLC. Confused yet? It's almost identical to what Bethesda did with Skyrim's Anniversary Edition. And just like that, we're seeing the same story repeat. A lot of mods are broken due to the patch, which is not optional for Steam users, by the way. Call this greed, call it carelessness, call it whatever you want. But the irony is hard to miss. Bethesda's games are so unique and memorable, due in part to the modding community, yet they keep making decisions that muddy the waters. Alright, if you're new here, my name is Paul, this is Load and Behold, and let's get into why this matters, especially for people who mod Bethesda games on PC. We'll also talk a bit about why you maybe shouldn't buy your Bethesda games on Steam. Okay, let's back up and recap. Right now on Steam, you can still buy the base edition of Fallout 4. The Game of the Year edition with all DLC, or the new Anniversary edition, which adds that Creation Club bundle I talked about before. If you already own the GOTY edition though, you can buy the Creation Club DLC separately. Now, what's in this new Creation Club DLC? Mostly cosmetics with some small quest additions, nothing close to a true expansion. Adding insult to injury, you can simply go to Nexus Mods and find similar or better mods without having to take out your wallet. No matter which version you own, Fallout 4 will be updated with some gameplay tweaks though, supposed stability improvements, but the big new addition is this Creations menu, which is a built-in marketplace for downloading free or paid Creation Club content, which I mentioned before. Listen, as you can tell, I'm not super excited about this update, but if you are, I'd love to know why in the comments. Bethesda's seen how many times people double or triple dip into Skyrim, and they're clearly hoping for the same now with Fallout 4. But the real issue is the pattern we're seeing. Bethesda keeps pushing updates that break their games years after release, and it's rarely for a good reason. If you've ever modded Fallout 4, you've probably used the Fallout 4 script extender, also known as F4SE. This tool lets modders create more complex, feature-rich mods that the base game wouldn't otherwise be able to support. But every time there's a game update, F4SE needs a patch. Thankfully this time, the developers for F4SE pushed a quick fix. But when an update goes live for Fallout 4, Skyrim, or any other Bethesda game, you're faced with a choice if you have a modded installation on Steam. Roll back your game to a version before the update, which in my opinion is quite a complicated process, or you can wait for a script extender to be patched. Now, experienced modders will be chanting, just disable automatic updates. Look, I know that's what I should do, but I'm gonna be honest, I forget most of the time. And first-time modders, they're not gonna know about this at all. If only there was a better way. Well, there sort of is. Remember the next-gen update for Fallout 4, that one that dropped in April of last year? It had a similar effect. Not much new content added, but a lot of broken mods. What really bothered me then was the timing. It landed right as Fallout London, a massive total conversion mod, was about to release. The project had a ton of hype, but Bethesda's update broke compatibility and forced the team to delay. They published downgrade guides for Steam users, but this isn't a simple process, and it created a higher than necessary barrier for anyone trying to mod Fallout 4. There was one loophole though. Over on GOG, the update wasn't pushed out at all. So anyone who owned Fallout 4 there could simply play Fallout London without dealing with any of this nonsense. So you might be thinking now, okay, I'll just go buy all my Bethesda games on GOG. And honestly, that's not a bad idea. GOG makes it easy to roll back game versions, unlike Steam's tedious workaround, and sometimes the updates aren't even pushed over to the GOG platform. But GOG has its own drawbacks, a 200 megabyte limit on cloud saves. If you've built up years of modded Fallout saves, that can fill up fast, meaning your saves might not back up or transfer between devices. So, Bethesda pushes an update and everyone loses. Well, not exactly. We have to give them credit. Bethesda does embrace modding to some extent. It's the reason Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, and all of the Fallouts are still thriving today. But that's exactly why these decisions feel so strange. It feels like Bethesda's taking a shortcut, pushing out a half-baked anniversary update right as the next Fallout TV season drops, just to rake in extra sales based on the hype. All of this negative press could have been avoided. Fans would happily pay for a real DLC or absolutely lose their minds over a Fallout 5 announcement. It's been 10 years and we've had neither, which feels like a missed opportunity. So where does that leave us now, 10 years later, still patching the same game? As a consumer, you've got a choice. Over on GOG, you get DRM-free ownership and the ability to roll back updates really easily, but there's weaker cloud save support. On Steam, things are easier, especially for Steam Deck users, but updates are forced unless you disable them manually. Regardless of where you own Fallout 4, modding's still alive and thriving. Nexus Mods now offers one-click mod packs, and GOG even has a one-click installer for Fallout London. It's never been an easier time to jump in and check out some of the best mods for Fallout 4. At best, I'm confused. At worst, I'm frustrated. But as always, I want to hear what you all think down in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you can, and thank you so much for watching.